lights are flashing red. Dark for cover, mind your own head. 'Cause they know where you hide, keep your secrets inside, but they'll find it in time, believe me. Oh, and I know that they'll never leave me. You can run, but you know they will always be close. When the sun sets tonight, don't you know, don't you know? Calling all back up but through a deadline. Let you think you're ahead but forget you're a few steps behind. Because when you were flying so high, you were tears in your eyes. Now you're paying the price, can you see through? And now you know that they'll never leave you. You can run, but you know they will always be close. When the sun sets tonight, don't you know, don't you know? We're waking up, but it's still dark and I feel like closing my eyes. We're looking through dust at the daylight that's fading as we waste our lives. You can run, but you know they will always be close. When the sun sets tonight, don't you know, 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 don't you know.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Jebb and Green Cast. I'm your host Tyler Green, and Jebb is not going to be here today since he's currently sick. So, Jebb, we're thinking of you, man. Feel better. But today I have with me Jordan Mills. Jordan, how are you?
Hello. Yeah, I'm pretty good.
It's great to have you aboard today. So, what got you into music? What got you into songwriting?
I went to kind of a choir when I was growing up for about 7 years. That kind of got me into kind of singing and performing. I got into kind of the style of music that I do by listening to like an old Ed Sheeran CD in the car quite a lot.
Yeah, I can totally hear an Ed Sheeran inspiration, sort of like an influence in one of the songs I heard, "Warning Lights."
Yeah, a lot of people say that.
Talk about in a little bit, actually. So who are some of the artists that inspire you? I know you mentioned Ed Sheeran. Is there more? Or?
Yeah, so I often get quite compared to Ed Sheeran's kind of style. I'm trying to stray from that a little bit because I want to obviously make my own brand. But yeah, I think inspirations probably be... it varies quite a bit because I do quite a few different styles, but I guess, do you know Passenger? He did Let Her Go.
Oh yeah, I love that song.
I really love a band called Missing Andy, if you know them, but they're really small. Actually, you won't know them, they're a really tiny band from England, but yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard of them. I'll have to check them out after this.
Yeah, my mind's gone a little bit blank, but it is mainly Ed Sheeran and Passenger.
Okay, so nice. So what's your songwriting process like for you?
I'll usually probably just kind of come up with a chord progression and then come up with some lyrics over that. I should probably learn more better guitar, but I kind of stopped to focus on lyrics a while ago because sorry, my mind's gone blank.
No, you're fine.
Yeah. I kind of stopped focusing on the guitar, learning kind of proper techniques of scales and stuff to kind of focus more on the lyrics. And I kind of just build it up gradually in FL Studio.
So do you find yourself working with loops often? Like what usually comes first for you? The melody or the lyrics to the song?
Usually the melody will come first, because then I can have an idea of how the lyrics need to fit around the beat. But sometimes I come up with like one line or something that makes me want to write a whole song around it.
Okay, so sometimes you do, write lyrics around the song based on how you can fit it in.
Yeah, I think it's usually, most of the time, I'm rewriting the lyrics around the tune, because I'll need to kind of... I think it's easier to come up with lyrics to fit around a feeling that's already been created in a track, rather than trying to create the feeling around some lyrics.
Okay, cool. So what are some of your favorite songs that you've written so far?
Probably my most recent one at this time, which is Time to Be Alive, which is on my channel, loaded it yesterday. But probably that one, Television Static, and I guess, I quite like Warning Lights as well.
Yeah, what was the writing process like for your song Warning Lights? Because that was a song, I believe that was a song Jebb sent me that I checked out, then I really fell in love with it. I've been playing it a lot lately, so.
Oh, thanks a lot.
No problem.
Yeah, that one, trying to remember what that was exactly about, but I often forget my old songs once I move on. But yeah, that one was kind of about how we're giving a lot of our information to technology. We're kind of being surveyed a lot more these days. Sounding a bit like a boomer, but we're
Okay, boomer.
but yeah, I think it is.
No, you're fine, man. This is my first time hosting a podcast by myself in a while, so I'm kind of slipping back into that as well. So
Right.
You're good.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the lyrics again. Yeah,
I mean, it doesn't have to just so you know, you don't have to outright say, well, there's this really really specific thing about the song, and that's why I wrote it. So sometimes you can just say, I thought about this, I thought it would be a good idea, and I just wrote a song around it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how you write the song.
Yeah.
Or what
I'm
it's
just trying to
about.
remember the mindset that I was in while I was writing it. I think, for example, the line "calling all back up, but through a dead line," was about kind of, if people were trying to organise something, it's all being kind of surveyed. No, I've completely lost that bit. I've forgotten how to explain it. But yeah, that was a complete mess of an explanation. But yeah.
Have you ever had to go into a different perspective of the songs that you've written? Have you written a song from the perspective of an outsider, for example?
Yeah, I used, when I was first making songs, I thought it was really important to write about stuff that I have all experienced, and then because I was quite young when I was first starting my stuff, I'm still quite young, but I kind of ran out of really interesting life things, and so I decided to switch over into having a go at writing fictional stuff, and it is quite nice actually to write fictional stuff, because when you think about it, songs are just kind of an art form, and it's kind of like writing a story. It doesn't all have to be 100% true, like the song "Stand" by Eminem. Obviously, I said it didn't actually happen, but yeah, it is. Yeah, it's quite freeing to write fictional stuff. So I think one of my songs, such as one of my much older songs, which you probably haven't heard, is "Weathered Faces." That one's a fictional song, and there's a few other ones that most of the stuff on the Chasing Footprints EP was fictional.
And you mentioned that sometimes it's hard to write about those kinds of things because you don't know how to write them exactly. So how do you find yourself getting over, writer's block?
Yeah, well, writer's block, often I'll write a first verse, and then I'll say everything I need to say, and then not be able to come up with a second verse. And that's quite annoying. In terms of, writing about the things that I haven't experienced, I'll often ask other people who have experienced them, what it's like, because obviously I don't want to accidentally be really insensitive about a topic. Or I'll try and put myself in a mindset of if it was happening to me.
Okay. I mean, it makes sense. All the different ways that you can come up with a song and all the different directions you could take it in. It doesn't matter how it. I guess it really doesn't matter how it specifically turns out, as long as you really dedicate your time to it, I guess.
Yeah.
So how have you gone about marketing your music and building your fan base? You seem to be doing a good job at, building your fan base as it is already. So could you tell us some more about that?
Thanks. Yeah, I don't know. That's one thing actually I'm trying to work on more is I don't really feel like I currently have a really solid brand image because I kind of flip-flop around styles quite a bit. I don't have that much of a consistent art style between stuff. So I'm trying to work on that. But I think I just kind of grown it by sending it to people I know so far, and it's grown a bit naturally, but yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a master in branding of any sort.
I mean, a lot of people who go into this business aren't. They just, I guess what happens is that you just learn from other people. Like you see someone put stuff on Bandcamp, or you see someone just like share their stuff on Facebook nonstop, and you say to yourself, hey, maybe I should try doing that. See what happens, or just tell someone new that, hey, I write songs, I think you might like it.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of my stuff is from sending it to friends and then them sharing it. But yeah.
So what do you have planned for the future?
I'm not entirely sure about the direction to take my channel in, because I've been making a few videos with like kind of roomy style music challenge videos, but I'm not sure if it's gonna hurt my brand as a serious musician, and so I'm a little bit unsure on which way to take it. But at the moment, I'm focusing a lot more on just releasing like serious songs. But yeah, I'm not sure. Hopefully I'll grow more in the future. That's a bit of an obvious one, but yeah, I think another thing I want to try and do is incorporate more real world topics into my songs.
I mean, if you want to, like that would be like interesting, considering like what's going on right now. Everything is just so
yeah. I mean, yeah, my most recent song is about coronavirus, actually.
Yeah, we've been trying not to like get too into that, but it's like really scary where the world is heading right now.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of uncertainty. We don't know how to cope with a lot of this.
Yeah.
So do you have any advice for any up-and-coming musicians?
I find it, yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm not entirely sure what to say, because I kind of learned through really gradual practice. I didn't like learn really definite lessons. I just learned by doing it for a long, long time. But I guess, I mean, I'd say I'd probably still class myself as relatively up-and-coming, so I wouldn't say that I'm like up there to tell people how they should be growing their brand and music. But I guess when you're a solo musician, you have to focus on a lot of things like the brand, the cover art, the videos, and I think it probably is good to try to not to lose sight of the actual music.
That's pretty good advice. Yeah, I agree. All right, well, Jordan, thank you so much for joining us today. Where can we find your music?
I'm on Spotify and Apple Music and pretty much all the stores, but I probably would recommend most my YouTube channel, because that's where I post like my music videos and other content, and that's just Jordan Mills, Jordan Mills.
Okay, sweet, and we'll have links in the description below so you guys can check out his stuff. So thanks, everyone. Have a good one.
Cool, thanks.
Television static, I'm getting up in a panic, stuck in between the channels again. Pressing all the buttons like Shakespeare from Monkeys. Maybe you'll get it right if I try it a million times. Tired and I'm running out of energy. Wanna switch it up, but I keep on flipping, and I'm worried that I'll never be anything I thought, but I tell myself I better be. Wanna do it all, but time is the enemy. Jack of all trades, not a master of any, and I hardly can afford to take a break, and I'm heavy. Eyes held wide open, but I'm not there mentally. My work is a devil and a friend to me. Get bored if it gets elementary. Is it definitely how it's all meant to be? Cause I hear it in my sleep, it's a fact to me. I'm at the crossroad, and there's a million ways but nobody ever knew it. Eyes tight to the way that we're moving. It's made that way, can't break the illusion that we follow what the one in front is now doing. An uphill battle that we're bound to be losing. Scared of us up, then I won't be improving. Risky moves pay off sometimes, and that's what I'm counting on. But tell me